Namaskar. I welcome you all on this auspicious day of Hanuman Jayanti. Let us begin with the invocation to Patanjali and Hanuman. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये हरिः ओम्। Today is Hanuman Jayanti. Traditionally, it's a day of great significance. Hanuman, beyond expression of words, he's a deity for whom we feel a lot of respect, love, affection, devotion, admiration. So many of us have grown up hearing stories of Ramayana again and again. And every time we heard it, especially when, it was Hanuman's episodes, we would hear it with such renewed enthusiasm as though we are hearing it for the first time. So if I were to describe Hanuman with the least number of words as possible, I would say that he's an embodiment of jnana, karma, and bhakti, 3 in 1. As one who followed the karma marga, he did his karma, he did his duties according to the shastras with no expectation in return. As one who followed the jnana marga, he had the knowledge, he realized the essence of the Vedas, the Shad-darshanas, and of course, of the Bhakti Marga, I don't even need to specify. However, the question that pops in my head is, what do we feel for Hanuman? What do we feel about Hanuman? Not what do we know about Hanuman, but what do we feel? Hanuman Jayanti. Now, any festival for that matter is a gathering of people. Even though we are all away from each other today, we've all virtually gathered. So any festival is a gathering of people to celebrate something. Now here at the Institute, we celebrate Guruji's birthday, we celebrate Guru Purnima, Patanjali Jayanti. But ever since the Institute was established in 1975, there is a celebration of Hanuman Jayanti. Why does our Yoga Institute think it is important for its students to observe Hanuman Jayanti? What is the place of Hanuman in the hearts of those who have a liking for yoga? Because you see, in our rich cultural heritage in India, ideas are not devoid of substance. There is always meaning behind all these things that parampara has passed on to us. Whether it's, in the morning when we get up, turn to the right side, or saying a prarthana, surrendering to the Lord before going to bed, or the rangoli that is drawn outside the house, the vrata that is observed on Ekadashi. Each festival, each function, each element has a meaning behind it, has a purpose behind it. You see, when Patanjali speaks of Ishvara in the Yoga Sutras, he says, Tasya vachakaha pranavaha, tad japas tadartha bhavanam. Now, you see, as yoga students, we all hold Patanjali as our foremost guide, teacher. So what do these two sutras mean? It means the supreme is denoted by Om. And then Patanjali says, bearing the meaning of Om, keeping in mind the meaning of Om, and having the corresponding feeling in one's heart, in one's mind, one should undertake worship or japa. So taking the name of Rama 108 times, okay, we know the japa of 108 times. So just taking the name 108 times mechanically is not the essence of Nama Japa, but the artha and bhavana of Rama in our heart makes it a japa. Of course, to make a beginning, everything has to be done mechanically. When when you have to go up to Adho-Mukha Vrikshasana, you have to learn to go up mechanically. You put your hands down, you jump up with the right leg, you try. If you succeed, wonderful. If you don't, you come down, you jump up again and again and again and again. It's a mechanical repetition. In the beginning, definitely yes. Just to drive home the value of what I'm trying to say, let's take an asana, for instance. Okay, let's take Ardha Chandrasana, for example. You can also do Ardha Chandrasana if you want. Ardha Chandrasana, yes. Now, what are we looking at while doing Ardha Chandrasana? To only not fall? Come down, all of you. Come down. You see, activity can be trained. But what is vital is the emotion behind each activity or the intention behind each activity. And that cannot be trained. Okay, go back to Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, wait, come down. Before you do on the other side, you see, we approach Ardha Chandrasana with only one of two dictates. I can't do Ardha Chandrasana, I will fall. But even though you feel you can't do it, if it's a class and your teacher has said, come on, do it, we will half-heartedly try it somehow. Somehow we try to maintain the stability of it, or rather somehow we try to put up with the instability of it. You hold on there. Or the second dictate is, I can manage, I will not fall. So we half-heartedly try it again, no? Because the only thing in our mind is, I can manage my Ardha Chandrasana, no problem. So in our attempt of Ardha Chandrasana, the only thing we are thinking about, the only thing that we feel is balance, not to fall. Stay, until the teacher says, come down. Is it not? Go try Ardha Chandrasana again on the other side. Now, when you're in this Ardha Chandrasana, yes, lift that leg up. Now, are we observing the various dynamics that constitute Ardha Chandrasana? What about the lifted foot? What is it doing? The extreme outer corner of the thigh, is it firm? Inner thigh, the lifted leg, inner thigh, lift it up. What does the little toe of that lifted foot do? Animate it. Let that also participate in Ardha Chandrasana. Back ribs in, open up your chest, breathe. Shoulder blades in place. Top arm, lift up the top arm and make it dense, make it heavy, firm. Come down. Now, do we even look at all these things? What's going on in Ardha Chandrasana? We claim to know Ardha Chandrasana, but during Ardha Chandrasana, do we feel these features of Ardha Chandrasana? These feelings won't come straight away, is it not? Our sensitivity has to be there to observe these things, which means the mind should be clear. The mind should not occupied with other thoughts. Oh, I will fall. Oh, somebody's behind me. Oh, there is some object under me. Is it not? The mind should be clear. It should not be occupied with so many thoughts. It has to be an empty slate so that you can see these things. So we need to accept the condition of Ardha Chandrasana and get on with it with the sensitivity to the present moment. If we are caught in, oh, I can't do, of course you won't do. Or if you are caught in, I can manage, no problem. That is again mechanical, is it not? Like we've heard the stories, no, of the apparent devotee of the Lord who keeps saying Narayana, Narayana, Narayana on his lips, but he's thinking about what's coming for dinner. So that's how our Ardha Chandrasana happens. Maybe today the hip is dull, so we need advertence there. Maybe today we are feeling fatigued, so we need the wall for the back. We need a brick for the bottom hand to open up the chest, so that we can psychologically accept this unusual condition of standing and then get on with it. This Ardha Chandrasana becomes a metaphor for how to lead life. This Ardha Chandrasana is nothing but a manifestation of this enigma in life. Face each moment in its own light. Take this COVID situation, for instance. Like Ardha Chandrasana, if we do a half-hearted attempt to lead life now, what's going to happen? Is there anything we can do about reversing COVID? No. So first, we need to accept what nature has thrown upon us. Next, we need to understand the situation and do the basic necessities for survival and just take each day as it comes, because we don't know the uncertainties of life. COVID has brought to our cognition this most basic, actually simple, but apparently confounding fact of life. We don't know the future. The past is over. The present is all we have with us. Ardhachandrasan, for instance, is nothing but a condensed presentation of this fact of life. Now, okay, I admit, nobody stands in this odd position anyway in life. Of course, physically we don't, but mentally, psychologically, uncertainties are always going to be there. So coming back to where we started, sorry for the digression, coming back to where we started, if this Ardha Chandrasana is a japa, the artha and the bhavana of the asana has to be felt. So when you think of any festival, of any occasion, it too has the same blueprint. It's not a mere ritual. Every festival can be a lesson for life. It shows us the values that have to be upheld. There is an artha and a bhavana to it. Today is Hanuman Jayanti. Let's go beyond the ritual of this day and let's understand the background of it. What is Jayanti? It's an anniversary, a date which is remembered or celebrated because a special event, the birth of someone that we revere, happened on this date in the past. All right, it's not just a birthday celebration. It is celebrated for someone whom we admire, whom we love, whom we revere, or more so, whom we wish to emulate. If you think about it, I feel when we want some character of that person, guna of that person, we have a Jayanti. Hanuman Jayanti, Shri Krishna Jayanti, Shiva Jayanti. Everyone has a birthday, but not everyone will have a Jayanti. And note, Jayanti is not only for the learned people or the strong and powerful people. Now, since we are speaking of Hanuman, the Ramayana days, do we have a Ravana Jayanti? Ravana was a scholar, a learned one. He too was well versed in the 6 Shastras and the 4 Vedas, just like Hanuman. And he's written so many texts, on curing children's diseases, on, chemicals and herbs that can be used to cure illnesses, on veins, on Vaisheshika Sutra, on Sanskrit language, on Telugu language. He was an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. He was a very kind and intelligent king. But we don't have a Ramana Jayanti, do we? So it's not about celebrating the greatness of an individual. But when we want something from that individual, we celebrate their birth. Their Jayanti is meant for our progress. To use a language that we understand, Jayanti is a prop for our growth. It is a prop to remind ourselves that there once walked on this earth this noble person with such and such qualities, principles, values that we should strive for. Thus, it's a prop to remind us how we should live. Now, do we need a reminder? What do I mean by need a prop to remind? Will we ever forget Hanuman or Krishna or Ganesha or Patanjali? Do we need a reminder for Bhagavad Gita in the form of a Gita Jayanti? Of course not. I remember. We all remember. Take December 14th, for example. Okay, our dear Guruji's birth anniversary. On this day, we would feel very emotional for and about him. And it becomes incidental in reminding ourselves of his qualities, his nature. And this inspires us to take something from him, to do what he did. We may not at all practice the whole year. We may not at all read anything about yoga the whole year. But on December 14th, we want to do something. Practice a few asanas that we always omit, or read, some of Guruji's works. Is it not? So the question is not about celebrating the birth of Hanuman for having helped Rama win the war. Ramayana is over. But Hanuman Jayanti is a contemporary event. It is a question to ourselves. Am I leading life in a manner that is inspired by the ways of Hanuman? You see, when our parampara hands over something to us, we should learn to develop the eye to see the core matter, to gauge what it stands for. Without involvement, parampara has no meaning. We should learn to look at this parampara in its totality. You see, for example, Navaratri, 9 days, we are as pious as Devis. But 10th day onwards, do you get it? So, unfortunately, we end up just seeing one part of a parampara. We relate to that and we call that part as the entire parampara. So just commemorating Hanuman is not what this day was designed, for by our ancestors. We need to remind ourselves of Hanuman's character. What first strikes us when we think of Hanuman? What comes to our mind? Bhakti, devotion, bhakti to Sri Rama. Hanuman is an exemplary devotee, a bhaktan of Sri Rama. He's someone who was talented, strong, powerful, intelligent, courageous, brave, and most importantly, devoted to Rama. Is bhakti relevant today? What is bhakti? In today's day and age, how can we understand, comprehend bhakti? Now, sometimes to understand some concept, the life of people who followed that, it becomes the torchlight. Now, since our common language is yoga, let us look at it from that perspective. How do you and I understand yoga? For example, if we decipher Guruji's life, we understand what yoga is. If we decipher yoga, we can better understand Guruji's life. In the same way, if we understand Hanuman's story, we will know what bhakti is. If we realize what bhakti is, we can understand Hanuman's life story, the place of Hanuman in Ramayana. You see, when Rama and his team learnt that Sita was in a land across the ocean, there was almost no hope. Who would cross this huge ocean? How were they to find out if Sita was indeed there? And if she was there, how were they going to bring her back? As Jambavan reminded Hanuman of his power, Hanuman decided, he made up his mind to seek that place across the ocean for the sake of Rama. In our Vedic tradition, Ramayana belongs to Itihasa, history, not mythology. Myth means a false notion. Ramayana and Mahabharata are not works of fiction. Anyway, that's not the subject matter of today. But what I'm trying to tell you is just imagine this task of going across the ocean. Mind you, Hanuman was not a bird. He did not have wings. He had to take a leap across the ocean. Hanuman had only one thing in his mind. His lord, Rama, was sad. And Hanuman could not take that. He knew that the only thing that could make Rama happy was finding Sita. Cut 2021. Let us look at our love towards yoga, as it will be more interesting to understand love or bhakti in that context for us. Or rather, it's our common language. Do Parivritta Ardha Chandrasan. Get up, get up. Do Parivritta Ardha Chandrasan. Okay. Some of you chose to not do it because, I don't know, you just ate, you didn't feel like it, you were in a dress not conducive, like I am in this sari, I can't do Parivritta Ardha Chandrasan. Or maybe you were in a room not conducive. Anyway, the list of whys is long. One day, years ago, close to 20 years ago, in this practice, in this hall, in practice, Guruji was making us work on an asana. And it became, it became painful, or the body became sore. And after a certain point, I felt the brain became sore. I no longer was actively engaged in what he was saying. Inside, I was distracted. I wanted to do something else. I was just numb here. I didn't, of course, say anything to him. But, Guruji understood. I'm sure it happens for you all also, no? In the classes, beyond a certain point, one more Urdhva Dhanurasana, and we are saying within, that's enough. Or Sarvangasana, beyond our comfort time, we want nothing else other than coming down. Now with Zoom classes, now it is very simple. When we don't want to do something, we just don't do it. We put off the video. In a physical class, of course, that would not have been possible. Zoom has made that also possible now for us. That day, Guruji told me, you have no love for the subject. Without love, without passion, you can never grasp it. And Guruji seemed clueless at that time when he told me, when he asked me rather, how does sleep come to you knowing you've not given it all for yoga? Don't you go crazy because you don't understand it? Does it not itch you? How can you go to sleep? Now, how could I have answered that? When we don't get something, we just give it up, no? Whether studying for exams, a new experiment, a change in diet, Bakasana, Shirshasana in the center. If we try, if we don't get it, we go to the next item. I thought I loved yoga on that day when Guruji said that. But why was he saying it like that? Don't you go crazy because you don't understand it? I practice sincerely. Those days I was in my college, and whenever my college permitted, I tried to read up on the subject. I attended, 7 classes a week. But I did not have the courage to ask him why he felt so. Of course, in the same breath, I must admit, neither did I have the conviction to tell him that, of course, I loved yoga. The next day, in another context, he said, you think conditionally, you see conditionally, you do conditionally, you live conditionally. How can you go towards the infinite if you're so conditioned? Yoga is about deconditioning life. Putting this together, this and the previous day's incident, the answer is straightforward. Conditioning. What is conditioning? It comes from logic. Logic hands over to us a sequential process. Eat stale food, you feel terrible, so better avoid it. Something hot, you touch it, your skin burns, so don't touch it. Sleep late, you can't wake up the next day, so better go to bed early. But what about you're reading a book in the night, close to bed, you're reading Core of Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and it's so mesmerizing that you start reading it and you forgot it's way past your bedtime. Has it ever happened? You practice usually for say 90 minutes. It is the 90th minute, and then you're experiencing, say in Janu Shirshasana or Setubandha Sarvangasana, something so new, so beautiful, so special, different. Do we continue? No, 90 minutes. We need to end the practice. Is it not? I will attend the class as long as it starts at 7 a.m. 6 a.m. I can't do because I can't wake up. 8 a.m. I can't do because I get late to work. How does sleep come to you knowing you've not given it all for yoga? Our approach to asanas, to a class, to practice is very conditional for pain relief, for improvement, for certificates, for fitness, for gratification. Each of this is a condition. The love we have for yoga is conditional. It is a give and take. As long as yoga gives, we will take. As long as it serves our purpose, we will do it. The footnote is conditions apply. This messenger of Rama, whom we are celebrating today, took up this task only to achieve Rama's purpose. He decides to do the most illogical thing of leaping across an ocean. The distance of the ocean is one part. But apart from that, an ocean is going to have so many creatures, snakes, monsters, tsunamis, heat, the sun. Just think about it. We've seen the movies, no? The Meg, Shark 3D, and Godzilla. Even today, for that matter, Indian Ocean is considered the most dangerous ocean for sailing. So a big ocean fraught with danger. And Hanuman was going to jump over it. What if a creature just sprang up from the ocean and swallowed him alive? Will logic ever explain this decision of Hanuman? No. This is bhakti. It is an emotion where logic doesn't have a place. Bhakti is love, where there is no asterisk with conditions apply. You get it? Bhakti is love, where there is no asterisk with conditions apply. Bhakti is that which is beyond logic. Now, what all Mirabai did to Krishna, she wants nothing. She gives herself up. Logic cannot grasp it. Cut 2021. Do we ever love anyone, anything unconditionally, even oneself for that matter, let alone the people around us? The story of Hanuman is a reminder as to what bhakti is. The difference between love and bhakti is actually that unconditional, selfless love. Love which goes beyond logic. Hanuman did whatever he did just because Ram wanted it. As students of yoga on Hanuman Jayanti, we need to look within and question ourselves about our love or bhakti for the subject or as an extension for anything which we feel we have love or bhakti for. When Hanuman does indeed find Sita in Lanka, he wants to bring her back. But then, listening to Sita, who was dear to Rama, he agrees to her suggestion that no, pass on the message to Rama. He has to come and, fight against Ravana, punish him. He knew he could destroy Lanka single-handedly, but he did not do it because it was not the will of Rama. Whatever he did, whatever he did not do, was all for one purpose, Rama. When such selfless love is directed towards intransient things, that is bliss, they say. Let us look at another aspect of this bhakti. Close your eyes and think of a murti of Hanuman. For most of us, an image of Hanuman. Think about an image, visualize it. Open it. For most of us, it is the murti of Hanuman carrying a mountain on his hand. As a child, I wondered how strong Hanuman was to lift a mountain like that and then fly. But today, the story of Sanjeevani strikes a different chord in me. I hope you know the story of that. In the battle between Rama and Ravana, once Lakshmana was severely injured while fighting against Ravana's son Indrajit. And he was severely injured. He lay there unconscious. Rama was grief-stricken. He was struck with sorrow. He did not want to continue the war. He said, I can't. What is the use of winning over this war? What is the use of that happiness if I can't share it with my dear brother? The medical advice given was that Lakshmana needed that life-giving herb, Sanjeevani. The problem, the glitch was that this herb was available only in the mountains in the vast Himalayas. The patient was in Lanka. The medicine was in Himalayas. And added to this, there was a deadline. The herb had to be administered before sunrise the next morning. So all that was available was a few hours. Who could do this? How could it be done? Of course, Hanuman. Hanuman goes there. He meets obstacles in the way. There are Rakshasas that Ravana had sent. Hanuman wins over them. The highlight for me here is he reaches Himalayas, but he couldn't find the herb. He couldn't identify the right one. Too many candidates fit the description. So what does Hanuman decide to do? He carries the whole mountain back to Lanka. Bhakti made Hanuman committed to the cause of Rama. And Hanuman had the intelligence to present a proactive response. Say we take a sankalpa, we take a decision, a resolution that every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get up and practice. You do that a few days, and then on one such occasion, the previous night, say you slept late for some reason. Do we still keep up the commitment for 7 a.m. the next day? You decide to go on a diet, and then we are fine until that fateful day, when there are some yummy rasamalais on the table. Why is it difficult to keep up a commitment? Parvatasana. Do Parvatasana. Now, those of you who have dislocated your arms, you can just hear me, okay, while I say this. But the others, you can interlock your fingers, put the arms like this, and then you're going to straighten the arms slowly, okay? Come on, interlock your fingers, put them on your head. Yes. Now, make your knuckles heavy. With the interlocked fingers here, make your knuckles extremely heavy. Shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Now, you're slowly going to raise the arms up. But you're going to raise the arms up to straighten the arms. You're going to go up. But when you're going to go up, I want you to make your knuckles extremely heavy. Okay? As the arms go up, make the palms also heavy. Palms should become very heavy. Wait, don't straight away go there. Come down. You're going slowly, slowly. Center back wrist up. The center back wrist up and the palms down. Come, approach halfway. Wait there. Resist the forearms. The bones of the forearms descend down, flesh upward, palms down, forearms down, upper arm bones up. Don't go to 100% Parvatasana. Wait. Make them heavy. Heavy flesh of the upper arms. Lower arms flesh down, upper arms flesh up. With that, go towards Parvatasana. Lower arm bone down, lower arm bone down. Okay, release. We gave up, didn't we? A little discomfort comes our way and we give up on commitment. This is how keen our mind is towards commitment. No difficulty, big or small, came in the way of Hanuman's commitment to Rama. Not the end of the world, that we're unable to keep up our commitments. It's happened. I understand. We all understand, of course. And the good thing is we can definitely work on it. But the dangerous problem is we think we are committed. The problem is this hypocrisy. The problem is this. We think we love yoga. We think we are committed. This cheating ourselves is a big problem. Okay. We go into denial on this issue. It falls in a blind spot for us. We consistently overlook what is happening. We distort reality. It's human nature to have blind spots and to be tripped by them. We fail to see our own intrinsic nature. So on Hanuman Jayanti, let us revisit ourselves. This is the least we can do as yoga students who revere Hanuman. Now, another quality of Hanuman, he was extremely intelligent. No, he was extremely sharp. He was extremely intelligent. So on one side, I'm going on and on about, how Hanuman was beyond logic, his bhakti, his emotional side. And on the other hand, I'm saying he was also very intelligent. Logic and intelligence are not the same. The trait that I'm talking about is one that goes beyond logic, going beyond just being learned. His bhakti towards Ram, the Lord, the Eternal, was the only perspective with which he saw everything. One of Hanuman's names is Sarva Maya Vibhanjana, one who destroys all illusions. Sarva Maya Vibhanjana. So, though our logic cannot grasp bhakti, it makes complete sense to the bhaktan. He is not insane. Bhakti is not devoid of intelligence. Let me speak of another episode from Ramayana here. So when the war was over, Rama wins over Ravana. Ravana is killed. Rama brings back Sita. Great rejoicing, great festivities followed in Ayodhya as Ram was crowned the king. He distributed gifts to the Vanara Sena, to all of them who served as warriors in his army. And then as he gifted each one of them, it's Hanuman's turn. And Ram asks Hanuman, oh, what can I give you? How can I compensate you for all that you've done for me and my family? Now, Hanuman, land, wealth, power, anything, no? He was Ram, the Lord of Earth. He could have given Hanuman anything that he wished for. But Hanuman, of course, was above all this. He says, I desire nothing. Then Sita, she removes a valuable necklace of pearls that she was wearing and she offers it to Hanuman. Hanuman receives that that necklace with great respect from Sita, but then he begins to break the pearls. One by one, he begins to break each pearl. Sita and of course everybody else who were there in that council hall were quite disturbed. They were surprised, but they were also disturbed at this strange act of Hanuman. Some wondered whether this noble and great warrior of Hanuman was, finally just a monkey. He was behaving just like a monkey. Was this just the monkey-mindedness, his true nature coming to the forefront? And Sita then interrupts and she asks, oh Hanuman, what are you doing? Why are you breaking these pearls? And Hanuman tells Sita, of course, Sita, Mother Sita, this is the most valuable necklace indeed. It has come to me through your holy hands. It's of course extremely precious, but I want to find out whether any of these pearls contains my beloved Rama. I do not keep anything which is devoid of him. And I'm not finding Rama in any of the pearls. And he goes on. Yes, it's a wonderful poetic expression of bhakti. Some of us may just write it off and say it's the author's poetic license to, deliver it like this. Wait, let's finish the story first. At this, one of the ministers in that hall, he remarks, well, you say you would wear nothing which does not have Rama in it. You're wearing your body, you're carrying it about with you everywhere. Prove to us that you have his name in it then. Hanuman laughs aloud and he says, I will prove it. And Hanuman, tears open his chest. He tears open his chest with his mighty hands, and there we could see Ram, Sita in his heart. Lord Rama himself was moved. He comes down from the throne. He embraces Hanuman. He blesses Hanuman. And he says, Hanuman, what can I give you on this occasion? I have no gift worthy to be given to you. And I give you myself as my gift. And he offers his own body to Hanuman, who then embraces him. Don't just write off the story as something that would have happened only in the Treta Yuga. We can draw a parallel in Kali Yuga too. Why not? As students of yoga, there is the gist of this entire subject of yoga in this story of Hanuman. Is not each action that we do a pearl? Each action that we do every day is a pearl, a mani in the necklace of our day. Can we look at each of our actions and check if it has yoga in it? Are we being students of yoga when we attend a class, when we practice, when we talk, when we walk, when we interact with our fellow beings? The story of Hanuman defies logic every time. From the start, when as a young boy he jumps to the sun, thinking of it as a fruit, approaching the sun so near, facing the thunderbolt as a child, until the end, when he tells Rama, all he wants is that he should always be devoted to Rama alone. In fact, in Ramayana, Purushottam Ram himself acts very logically. Even at the end, when he decides to leave Sita, because he had, his subjects thought that Sita was no longer pure, he decides to leave Sita. He does it out of his logic of being a king. Whereas the character of Hanuman in the entire Ramayana is one that goes beyond logic each time, giving us the all important lesson, the most important, valuable, powerful feeling of bhakti. Hanuman gets a gift from Rama that he will be a Chiranjeevi, eternal. Indeed, Hanuman is a Chiranjeevi, being eternally contemporary. Like Guruji's teachings have made us get a glimpse of yoga. As students of asana and pranayama, yoga has been touched by us. So too, the life story of Hanuman makes bhakti touchable for us. It makes bhakti palpable, real, concrete, and tangible, even in 2021. Namaskar. Thank you.